Are you getting out there and camping? Are you spending time in nature? Do you feel like you're actually just getting stuck in your house, on your computer, and your cell phone, going from tech piece to tech piece and not giving yourself a break? In this video today, I want to share why I believe being in nature, pushing through our resistance, getting out there and doing things like hiking and camping can be so super powerful. And listen, I camp solo with my daughter in the wilderness in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. So if I can do it, you can do it too. And today I want to explore why this is so restorative and so healing, especially for women who are wanting to ground, to connect to nature, to support their awakening process, and to push through any resistance, making you feel like you can't do what you know you want to do. Stick around. So I offer clairvoyant healing and reading sessions, like I said, and oftentimes I'll see images of women with their backs up against a tree or sitting by the water, just being out in nature. As we know, right? We've heard now about grounding, we've heard about forest bathing, we've heard about taking time to reconnect in nature. We know that this can increase our immune system and really amplify our energy. It's such an important practice. Also, there's so much research coming out now about the positive impacts of the sun and light. So, even just getting out in the morning, putting our feet in the grass, having the light come into our eyes, this can regulate our hormones, regulate our natural melatonin production. It can help our digestion, and it can help with sunburns and things like this, because if we're getting natural light into our body, we're telling our brain and our system, hey, it's morning, it's light, it's time to be awake and get things done. And then also, if we go out in the evening and we allow that light to come in, we're telling our system, hey, it's time to regulate and it's time to go to sleep. So, number one, just simple ventures out into nature, even if it's only your backyard, is so incredibly healing. So why don't we? Listen, we know that we're in an age of technology, of AI, and if you're anything like me, I can be like, okay, oh my gosh, I've been doom scrolling on TikTok. It's time to get off here. I'm going to go do something else. And I'll like put my phone down, get up, wander around my house, and next thing I know, I'm like sitting at my computer. And I'll be like, "Oh, I'm at another screen." Like, "You're still online, Rachel. Get up." I have literally done this and gotten up and wandered around my house and then get my Kindle to start reading. And I'll be like reading my book and I'm like, oh my goodness, what the heck? So I have to get outside and I have to go for a walk or leave my phone at home. I was listening to this amazing podcast the other day where this guy was like, maybe it wasn't a podcast, maybe it was just online. Anyway, he said, leave your phone at home. He challenged people to just like go out for an afternoon, to go to a coffee shop, go out with friends, and don't bring your cell phone. I was literally like, are you crazy? If I go to a coffee shop, I want to get online and do my work. What are you talking about? This is why planning a trip like camping, really actually forcing yourself to get out into nature, can be so healing because you're not going to be able to use your phone. So I'm a single mom. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I started taking her camping, just the two of us, when she was 6 years old. So I hail from Ohio way back in the day, but when I was 7 years old, we moved to the Rocky Mountains and my family would go dispersed camping. This is when you go out into nature and you're not at a campground and you just find a spot where you're allowed to camp. You might have to build your own fire, bring your own tables, dig a hole to go to the bathroom. It's kind of primitive. We used to do that a lot when I was young, but we would go with a big group of people. There'd be lots of men who were in charge of the fire and the food and all of this stuff. And now that my daughter's older, I really wanted to give her the experience. There's a few reasons why I want to give my daughter this experience. Number one, I want her to have a connection with nature. I want her to know what it's like to just be out in the wilderness, to just wake up with the sun, to smell the dew, to hear the birds, to have a day before you where there's nothing to do but commune in nature. Number two, I really want her to know how to have some survival skills. This year, she took the initiative without me saying a word, and she built our campfire. She gathered twiggling, kindling. She got the wood. She built the fire. She's seen me do it now since she was 6 years old. She's 9.5. She's watched me do it. She did it all on her own. I remember the first time I went out with her and I was like, "Can I build a fire?" You should have seen me just totally watching YouTube, binging YouTube. How do you build a fire? What do I need to bring? I mean, this is years of preparation, right? So, number two, we've got learning survival skills, like getting out there and learning that you can build a fire, you can make a shelter. One time we were camping, there was so much rain, I had to use tarps and make our own shelter. I'm teaching her these primitive skills, these survival skills, so that when she's older, she knows what to do in an emergency. These skills are so powerful. And B, so that she just has the experience. It feels so good. And it's especially powerful for children to see a project through. In a world where we press the button on the dishwasher, we press the button on the microwave, we press the button on the clothes washer, when a child goes in nature and they start a meal from beginning to end and then cook it over a fire, or they build a fire from beginning to end and there's that finished project, or they build a shelter, these are such ancient, natural, normal, fulfilling activities for humans to do. So I go out into nature so she can be immersed in nature, but so she can cultivate those skills for survival. And number three, I take her out there so that I can be present with her as well and get away from my tech. It's so often that I can get stuck in my technology. And it was funny because this time I had so much resistance around going. We've already gone camping. I was thinking to myself, we don't need another trip this summer. Who in their right mind goes out into the forest, packs everything they need in the car, and tries to like rebuild their home out in nature? No, thank you very much. I have everything I need here. I've got a lot to do. You know, I'm in the middle of buying a car. I have a lot of work I want to do on my business. There's so much I need my computer for. So, that ego part of us, that mind part of us that always wants to go the predictable route, that doesn't want to be in a situation where it doesn't know what's coming next. This is the function of the mind. This is the function of the ego. It keeps us alive and keeps us safe by always knowing what's around that next corner. So if you decide you're going to go out into nature, you're bringing in a lot of variables. Your subconscious is not going to like that. So your mind is going to come in and say, "You don't really want to go. That's a lot of work. Just stay home." But I push through the resistance because I know on the other side there is so much fruit. There is so much to harvest, so much to gain from such an experience. So we pack the car, and this is so good for my daughter too, right? She helps with packing the car. We get everything together. We make lists together. She goes over the lists with me. She checks things off. Do we have this? Do we have this? Do we have this? We go through like, is that necessary? Do we really need that? How much comfort would that bring out there? And over the years, we've gotten it dialed in. I have all my camping bins. They've got everything they need them in them. This time we were like, wow, that was like the quickest packing of the car we've ever had. You know, every single year I buy something new to make our camping trips even better. And it's really amazing. We go out there. We love to cook together. We have everything we need. We have so many creature comforts. I have the nicest camping mat you could ever possibly. I mean, we're camping. We're sleeping in our tents. I don't have an RV. We are sleeping on the ground, but I've invested in good gear. I find good things throughout the year. I always make a Christmas list for my family full of camping gear. I'm like, "Hey, you want to buy me a gift? Buy me some camping gear." So we did it and we went this year and it was so beautiful. And I was reminded why. And one of the reasons is that I also get on a natural rhythm. My body starts to go to bed and be tired with the sunset and to wake up with the sunrise. And I felt so rejuvenated. I was like, wow, I did like a full 2 days with no checking email, no TikTok, no getting on YouTube, just being fully present with my daughter and immersed in nature. And when I came back, even though I was so resistant and I didn't want to go, when I came back, I felt refreshed. I felt restored. I had been struggling, like in the process of buying a car, like going to look at cars, dealing with dealerships, getting really stressed out, like trying to negotiate with dealerships online. And I thought, I can't leave in the middle of this. But I know a deep spiritual truth is if you are wrestling with something and you're starting to get frustrated and stressed and exhausted, step away. Sometimes we can accomplish more in the resting state because this is how the feminine creates. This is how we manifest. We pull back and we fill up our own cup and our own energy and we draw and attract to us. So I took 2 days out of this shopping process, pulled back, didn't get on my phone, didn't focus on it. When we came back into this reality, the next day I found my dream car and I bought it. It was everything I wanted. I was almost going to buy an older model or one with rust on the wheels or one that had black interior that I didn't really like and it didn't have this and it didn't have that. But I was starting to get so frustrated, I was gonna just compromise on what I know is possible or my checklist of what I said were the non-negotiables. But going away into nature and removing myself, I restored my energy. I came back full and I negotiated this car deal over the phone, went in to just sign the paperwork and leave. It was incredible. So I just share this with you today to offer and to remind that if you're struggling with something, pull back, get into nature. If you've never gone camping, is it something you're interested in? Is it a ritual you could create? For me, especially living near the Rocky Mountains here, there's no better thing to me than being out in nature with the hummingbirds, the wildflowers, and the animals, and really resetting my rhythms and doing those ancient things like building a fire and finding my own food. It's so restorative, and pushing through resistance is so incredibly powerful. As intuitives and psychics, we have to really recognize when is something telling us, no, don't do this because it's a warning, and when is there resistance? Because there's always going to be resistance when we're trying to live a creative life, when we're trying to live a rich life, when we're trying to have a fulfilling life. These adventures, these core memories for my daughter growing up going camping are more important to me than my schedule and my to-do list, right? Checking things off. So I hope that you can find some inspiration in that. And thank you for watching this video. I'll share some other videos on similar topics, and I'll catch you on the flip side.